There isn't any hug as comforting as a mom's is. You run to her when you are happy, and she embraces you. You run to her when you are sad, and she consoles you. She made you feel like you could move mountains ever since you were born by motivating you. She made you feel secure and comfortable even during the worst of nightmares on her lap. She has spent several nights sleepless while you were born, and when you were ill, she spent even more sleepless nights. To the world, they might be just one person, but to you, she is the whole world. Helping you in everything you had asked for and feeding you without anything in return. Also, there is only one soul that never envies you or never feels like they could have been in your position. And that is none other than your mom. All in all, there is nothing like the love of a mother. But wait. Do moms only refer to human moms? Well, moms from the animal kingdom are no exception. In this video, we shall be looking at the incredible supermoms of the animal kingdom. And without further ado, let's begin the video. The first mom on our list begins in Borneo in Sumatra, where we encounter one of the greatest mom-child bonds in nature. They say a mother's job is never done, and that's especially true for the female orangutan. One of the ultimate single mothers, the female orangutan spends nearly all of her time up in the treetops, where she builds a new nest for their young every single night. A single orangutan mom makes almost 30,000 homes in her lifetime. And that too. The female orangutan does this while never putting her baby down. The moms stay with their young for 6 to 7 years, the longest for any other animal species, and these 6 to 7 years are spent in teaching them where to find food, what to eat, how to climb trees, how to escape predators, how to stay away from poisonous plants, how to remove ticks from its body, how to build a sleeping nest, and the list never ends. Female orangutans are known to visit their mothers until they reach the age of 15 or 16. Female orangutans really deserve the Mom of the Year award. The second mom on our list earns her spot for giving birth to the biggest terrestrial babies on the planet. Yes, elephants withstand extreme pain during their 22-month pregnancy with a load of a 3-foot-tall calf that weighs around 200 pounds or 90 kilograms. But the job isn't over here. The calves which are born are initially blind and rely heavily on their trunks for navigation and discovery. That might look like a daunting experience for the calves, if not for their moms. Their mothers always lead the way of the calves, and calves usually hold their mothers' tails with their trunks during navigation. At these times, the mother elephant defends the calves from predators. Also, an elephant calf has to nurse itself throughout the day for almost 300 days. The mother always consumes lots of healthy food in order to feed its children, as the calves are entirely dependent on their mother for all of its nourishment for the first year of its life. The third animal on our list is a bird named red-knobbed hornbills, which live on the Indonesian island of Sulawesi. Their eggs are a favorite food of monitor lizards. In order to combat these predators, the hornbills make holes on trees and then seal the entrance, leaving only small holes for air using a very special sealant, their own biological waste. The mother red-knobbed hornbill stays in her hole for more than 75 days without eating, or even without drinking water, so that it could protect its chicks. The next in the list is a koala. As we all know, koalas live their lives entirely on only one food. And that is highly poisonous eucalyptus leaves. The reason it can consume those toxic leaves is because of the fact that its digestive tract and bowel which have special bacteria to detoxify these leaves. But, baby koalas or joeys aren't born with these superpowers. Also, they lack their hearing senses, vision and a coat of fur to protect them from ticks and hostile weather. Survival should have been difficult under such circumstances. But their mom comes to the rescue and helps them build up their tolerance to toxins by feeding them her own partially digested biological waste. Once the joeys are born, they spend about 6 months inside their mother's pouch feeding on milk and developing their missing senses of vision and hearing. Their mother takes care of them for a long period of time in nurturing them. Also, Not many know about the power of its vicious bite when someone dares to near its joey. The fifth one here is a mother alligator. The female alligator has got to have one of the greenest pregnancies this side of the ozone. Her nest is a heap of rotting vegetation that produces enough heat that she doesn't have to sit on her eggs. But that doesn't mean that her role is zero. Once the babies are born, the mothers carefully carry them around in their jaw for protection, assisting them to the water, where they will spend their first years eating fish, insects, snails and crustaceans. They even gobble down other organisms which try to attack their children. Halfway through, when it comes to having babies, the female giant Pacific octopus doesn't mess around. She lays over 75,000 eggs and it takes around 250 days for the eggs to develop before hatching, and the mom stays close to them the entire time, protecting them from predators while gently blowing currents of water over them to provide oxygen. But playing bodyguard to the eggs also prohibits her from hunting for her food or eating them. In most cases, she never lets even one out of 75,000 eggs to be eaten by predators or getting carried away by ocean currents. The next one is a polar bear. To prepare for pregnancy, a female polar bear eats enough to double her own body weight, gaining upward of 400 pounds. These polar bear mothers usually give birth to twin cubs that stick by her for about 2 years to learn the necessary survival skills in the cold climate. The mothers den by digging into deep snow drifts, creating a space protected from the elements. They usually give birth and keep the cubs warm and healthy using their body heat and milk. When all is said and done, the mother polar bear will have fasted for about 8 months. Apart from this, newborns are born blind and toothless, and are well fed and taken care of by their moms with whom they always keep following for protection for more than 2 years. The next one is the fastest land animal in the world, the cheetah. Patience is a virtue, especially when it comes to being a cheetah mom. At any given time, females usually have 4 to 6 cubs to care for, but these kids aren't born with survival instincts. With cubs being virtually helpless, the mother teaches all of them to hunt prey and avoid other predators, and this training can take over 18 months to sink in before the cubs finally venture off on their own, thus proving that mom really does know best. The penultimate one in the list is a killer whale. There is no rush for killer whale mothers after their calves are born. The newborn killer whales don't sleep at all for the first month of their lives, which means the mother doesn't get to sleep either. Instead, they continuously swim, which helps to avoid predators and build important fat reserves and muscle. The mortality rate for young orcas is high, with between 37 and 50% of calves dying within the first 6 months of life, so it is especially important that mothers are around to provide protection. Some orcas stay with their pod for their entire life, which means that mother and child stay together throughout their lives. The ultimate one may be just a small aquatic crustacean, but the female sea louse is one of the greatest moms in the animal world, and here is why. Once the babies of the sea louse are ready to be born, they make their way into the world by nibbling her from the inside. And this is one of the worst childbirth ever, where a baby bites and chews through the skin in order to be born. If just one of them sounds so painful, hundreds of baby lice emerge from just one mom by chewing off from inside her. What an incredible sacrifice, right? But here are other moms which deserve a shout-out. A dolphin sleeps with one eye open to take care of its young ones. An emperor penguin's birthing process is a collaboration between the tedious job of a mother and a father. The mother exhausts her food reserves producing an egg. After laying it, she transfers the egg to the father, an act that takes the utmost care from them without letting any predator near it throughout its incubation period. In most cases, the male penguin even spends nights without eating and sleeping for its child. On the other hand, the mother goes off to walk for months in the snow for over 50 kilometers in most cases to gorge herself on fish. She doesn't keep this fish for herself though. Upon returning to her newly hatched chick, she regurgitates her feast to feed the baby, and both parents don't even eat a single fish for several months. Another one is a lioness. When it is time to give birth, a lioness leaves her pride and has her lion babies in dense cover. A female lion mother will move her new cubs to a safe den by carefully picking their cubs using their sharp canines, and that too by the scruff of the neck. A small injury can lead to fatal outcomes. After this is done, lionesses chase animals for as long as 10 kilometers to hunt them and feed their children with them. Another one is a poison dart frog. The teensy female poison arrow frog literally goes above and beyond when taking on the duties of motherhood. After laying as many as 5 eggs and watching them hatch, the strawberry poison arrow frog carries her tadpoles, one by one, on her back, from the rainforest floor up into trees as high as 100 feet. After hoisting her babies to the treetops, the frog then finds individual pools of water and leaves for each tadpole, setting up safe and individualized nurseries. That's not the end of her supermom duties. The mother strawberry poison arrow frog then feeds each of her young with her own unfertilized eggs over the course of 6 to 8 weeks, thus allowing these tadpoles to grow into young frogs without having to eat each other. The final mom which deserves a shout-out is a human mom. Yes, our own mom. From bearing you as a pregnant woman, to crying out in pain with you in her womb, to giving birth to a naughty kid like you, to nursing you as a baby, instilling knowledge, wisdom and good habits in your lives, taking care of you when you were sick, consoling you in hardships, and celebrating with you in joyous times, feeding you when you were hungry and putting you off to bed when you were tired, sacrificing her time, strength, sleep, and several others for you. She is indeed a heavenly messenger. Never forget her. She was the reason why you are, and who you are. Thank you.